What is up, guys? I'm here hitting you up with a new video. I know my hair is wild today, but you know what? I took a shower and I just didn't care combing through them today, so it is what it is. But yeah, today a different style of video. I really wanted to take this opportunity and talk to you guys about the upcoming Hunter Esil, my thoughts, plans, and why we are sitting here and discussing this topic overall. Oh, and by the way, because I don't often say it, if you're new to this channel, subscribe. I basically upload every other day. And also, guys, in case you don't support anyone with the Partner Creator Program, feel free to support me over there. Really appreciate everybody. Now, what is the topic I wanted to discuss with you guys today? So as you can read from the title, obviously, you get a general gist of it. I am not going to pull Esil the next week. I'm planning on entirely skipping her. I really do not care at all, and my entire guild will also not pull her. Everybody will skip her, and there are a couple of reasons why, obviously, right? That's what we want to discuss here. Now, first and foremost, who does it not apply to? This advice, what I'm giving you now, guys, is only applicable to global launch players. It's not for someone who just started out playing solo leveling Arise. It's not for a returning player who just came back. It's solely for global launch players, especially also very insightful and interesting for free-to-play players as well. And because the reason why I want to talk about this today is I had this discussion a lot of times when I was doing my live streams with my viewers, and I thought it's about time to actually share the source of why I think Esil is a skip in general, and potentially Kanai as well as a skip if she's a fire unit. The reason is in general that fire units in solo leveling Arise are not desirable to pull. The reason behind that is because of Netmarble's combat system or design when it comes to content, like workshops, stuff like that. You know, them implementing the double element system, there was really no reason whatsoever to pull every single hunter on release date. Why is it? Now let's assume, like, here's the thing, right? Now let's say I go to the workshop of Brilliant Light, right? Now I have to do it. So what we can see here is they implemented the dual element thing, and now we have dark and wind, right? Now we already know that the next wobble with Deimos will be light and fire. Now if you look at what the light team offers right now, and if we look at what the fire team offers right now, there's a vast difference between these two. Like, the light department is a finished product. You have like Char, you have Thomas, especially Thomas with Gogo and He, right? You can mix between Min and Akari. There are many different options, but overall it is a fairly finished product overall, right? When it comes, and why is it so, to get to the point really, why is it so that it's not worth, or why you should skip Esil is, now, if you played this game since day one, really, you have a lot of units, right? You have your MaTeIRiA, you have your Thomas, you have your Char, you have your Alicia, you have like a lot of different options overall, right? So this is basically where it's at in its entirety. And the reason is there is no point for you to ever pull a fire unit in solo leveling Arise because of dual elements. So whatever elements a dungeon has with fire, there will also be a second element. You have water, you have dark, you have whatever. When you look at the grand scheme of things, there is for you personally no reason whatsoever to pull the fire unit. Why is that? I mean, at the end of the day, you can use just a different element, right? You don't need the fire team. And it's not like the fire team is anywhere good right now, and it doesn't even matter if the fire team is decent or not, but there's literally no reason to pull them. Now let's look at the current trend of SLA. Now what we know is that next week we are getting Deimos, right? So Deimos is a new wobble which drops next week, which is week 2 Light and Fire. and we already know when the next workshop arrives, right guys? So Jormungand, for example, the workshop after Deimos will release in May. This is a very, very, very long time actually until there's another workshop. So you know what? Till May, you're super safe, not running fire at all, because you can just use your Thomas team, right? Your Thomas team, because that just carries you infinitely anyways. So there's no reason to go for fire till May, because you just don't need it. And if you think about it, next week when Deimos releases, it's not like you can use fire team anyways, because at the end of the day, we get Esil, but there's still the DPS lacking, right? So fire is still a unfinished product. It's simply not worth pulling them whatsoever, and you're better off just skipping the entire element. And you know what? Instead, you just wait for fire units to drop into the wishlist banner, right? You just wait them to come into the wishlist banner, and then from there you just put them into your wishlist, into the black tickets, and then you will get your fire units from there. There's really no reason for you whatsoever to try and get a fire unit, just because they don't really offer you that much. And the thing is, as we know, Goto will release in March, and we still do not know if he's a fire unit, or maybe he's a wind unit, or he might be a water unit, right? And Kana is the unit that will release after Esil. So now in February, you now have Esil and Kane, who will be 2 fire units. And really, what do they offer to you in this perspective? Not really anything. Obviously, it's if it's your favorite character, then go for it. But other than that, there's no real reason to pull for them. And then yes, obviously, in theory, they could be useful, or the new meta replacements in the new guild boss with the Ant Queen. But you know what? The way Netmarble designs the content, when I look, for example, now that I mentioned it, if we look at guild boss, for example, now the guild boss will change as well, right? And you know what I will see when it comes to Netmarble? They will not implement leaderboards, guys. Okay, so I want to make this clear. They will not implement leaderboards. So for everybody who's hoping, oh, we will get finally leaderboards, hell no, they will not release leaderboards, damn surely. You know what they will do? They probably will adjust the rage rewards. So it could be the case that they will change the individual reward from X15 to maybe like X20. I don't really expect them to go higher than that. They maybe improve on the rewards we're getting, and they might increase the RageCon reward, as I just said, from 15 to 20. And I think that's about it, right? This is about it. This is where it's at. And basically, Kana and Esil might help to get a higher score with the Ant Queen. But to be honest with you guys, there's no point, because your guild scores are more than good enough anyways right now. There's no real reason to push any further, because there's no real incentive for it anyways. So why should you even pull for them? And then the next thing is, and this is also what I wanted to quick discuss here, is and then to really just finish off the talk, we get the Jormungand workshop of Brilliant Light in May. Now there's a lot of time between the fire units that are coming right now and Jormungand coming in May, and there are a lot of units that still come after Kane. There's Goto, and there are at least 2 more unreleased characters which will be released during the time. And based on how it looks, I am 99% sure that the upcoming workshop with Jormungand will be water. So water will be one element, and then we have a second element, whichever element that might be at the end of the day. It could be wind, it could be fire. We don't really know. We have to wait and see what it is, but I'm 99% sure it's gonna be water. Now, what can you use when it's water? You can use Alicia, or maybe they make Goto, which was leaked like a long time ago, to be a water assassin. That could be the case. But I highly doubt that fire even has a chance of being relevant. Relevancy, guys. Relevance is what I'm talking here. Outside of the Deimos workshop, which then even is unnecessary, because you can just bring your Thomas team. So there's no reason to ever pull a fire unit in that regard, because also, you know what they could also do? They could just buff the fire units, the existing ones. For example, give Yusuyun her break ability back, could give Choi a crit rate. We will see that by next week if they decide to change something about that overall. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to tell you guys. Is for free to plays and stuff like that, I highly recommend not to pull a fire character ever. And it's a good thing, to be honest, because this just allows you to save up your raid up tickets and resources and then just go for the real important units you might need into the future. And yeah, that's about it, guys. See you with the next one. Deuces.